Titanic is sinking, and only one man can save it.
Bond. James Bond.
For God's sake, there's women and children down here!
Hold on! Let's take the highway.
Was it something I said?
The biggest action movie ever. Tomorrow, the Titanic never dies.
Accidents do happen.
Take it away. Whoa, that's cool. I love it. All right, let's test the guns out again. All right, hecklers beware. I like it. I am the man. Ooh, that's very exciting. Yeah, that's cool. All right. Well, gosh, what an exciting week, isn't it? Yesterday, of course, the big blockbuster movie openings had Titanic, the new James Bond movie. Pierce Brosnan, he's like the 7th, he's like the 12th Bond. I don't even know. That's the weird thing about those films. They keep replacing Bond, right? He stays in his mid-30s, but his co-workers, right, at the big spy agency are the same actors that they've used since, like back in 1968. It's the same people. Q comes out to give him his new gadgets. And now Q needs gadgets himself, just to get out of there. The cigarette, there used to be this sexual tension between Bond, and the secretary, Miss Moneypenny. 30 years ago is interesting. Now it's just creepy. Give me a kiss, James. And it's like, the guy gets a lot of gadgets in those movies, and it always turns out that he needs every one of them. In real life, you'd use a few, right? Like when you get the Swiss Army knife, you use the blade and maybe the little scissors, but you're never going to use the leather punch, and then. And you always lose the tweezers and everything, But Bond always uses everything. You don't want anybody walking out of the theater going like, hey, he never used the grappling hook cufflinks. I want my money back, They never say that, actually. But speaking of dashing, suave men of the world, Al Gore was in town this week. And seriously, he was talking to kids about smoking and how it's not cool. All the people, when you think back in school, didn't everyone who talked to you about that it was just like Al Gore? Anyway, this just seems to me. That was his message, and look at this. He really got through to the kids. Now look at this picture. This is that's Al, and look at the kids. Look at them. Not exactly captivating them, They were distracted because on the other side of the gym there was some paint drying. Much more exciting. That was the best picture they had, too, apparently. Well, anyway, that's just one more news event in the big city. A lot of things happened around the Northwest this year, and we at Almost Live decided to take a musical look back with some special holiday songs just for you.
When it rains, it's a-rackin', 'cause your foundation's crackin'. At first your house is up here, but now it's slipping down there, watching all the hillsides wash away. Gone away. house was up there, but now it's falling down here. Watching all the hillsides wash away. Down on Second, hell I reckon, cops got nothing to do. Must protect all downtown from the veteran. They surround him, cameras hound him, yeah, they make a big scene as the guy yells at things that aren't there. Guy with sword, cops are bored, reporters will stretch out the story. Cops tackle him, 34 of them, don't worry, downtown's okay. Oh, the people around town are talking,
'cause the stories are so shocking.
she's the teacher who can't say no. Loves her no, loves her no, loves her no. 360-253-206-425.
253-206-425-364-256-206-606.
It's getting out of hand here in Emerald Land. Every time the phone lines expand. And of course there's 509 in Spokane. US West, won't you please make a new plan? 360-253-206-425.
Traffic's crawling, so I open fire. Look, some guys left blinkers on. Give me a bat, and I'll take care of that. I've got road rage up yours.
Let's break out of a county prison cell. On second thought, we'd be in Kent. We're better off in jail.
Sean Kemp, the Elkie, he was really blitzed that day.
Drinking in the keg with a hollow leg, and the game just hours away. Plus he was grouchy, needed time to be just Sean Kemp.
'Twas an inner thing.
Sounded like ka-ching, Rain Man, you're just all wet. On the 4th of November, the voters all agreed it is still illegal to smoke weed. In the second proposition, the people seem to say no if you're gay, and that it is still illegal to smoke weed. With the third proposition, the NRA rocked. Guns don't need locks, no if you're gay, and that it is still illegal to smoke weed. With the next proposition, the voters would prevail. Hell yeah, we want the monorail. Guns don't need locks, no if you're gay. We forgot to say, yes, it is still illegal to smoke weed.
All right, stay with us. We've got a great show, and we're coming right back. Thank you so very much. Happy holidays, and the holiday season is now in full swing, and we know that many of you still have last-minute shopping to do, and we thought that we could help out with these gifts that celebrate our Northwest 97. Now, first, he may have lost the election, but he won our hearts, and now you can welcome him into your home with Chia Chong. That's right. That's right. Just add water and watch that beard come to life. Isn't that wonderful? Now, next up, there are many educational options here in Washington, but what boy wouldn't be thrilled to receive Mary Letourneau's homeschooling kit? That's right. Let Mary give your youngster a complete education from top to bottom for boys 12 and under. Next. Okay, next, he's the most successful instrumental recording artist in history, and he made history recently by holding a single saxophone note for over 45 minutes. So now we commemorate that feat with the Kenny G smoke alarm. All right, now let's test it. Isn't that great? All right, this holiday, let Kenny save your life with music. That's it. There. There he is. Yeah. That's great. You know, Seattle is blessed with a rich tapestry of holiday traditions, and with that in mind, what better or more amusing way to celebrate Hanukkah than with this, the trick candle menorah. That's right. Blow the candles out, and they go out. Oh, well, there they go. And they light back up. That's right, the celebration will last for weeks. L'chaim. Very similar to the story of the old Maccabees, if you know that about the... Okay, let's go on. Now, we all know that the holidays can be hectic, and fortunately, the Bon Marché has done something about it with this. Prozac Frangos. That's right. Have yourself a mellow little Christmas. That's right. You know, cosmetics are always a good choice for the woman on your shopping list, and what Northwest woman wouldn't love to receive oil of Shram? That's right. It's the original beauty fluid that comes from Como. Yes, there we go. Finally, who was the biggest star of 1997? Arnold Schwarzenegger, Brad Pitt? Not even close. But you can bring the biggest star into your home with the Michael Flatley Lord of the Dancing Doll. Just flip the switch. There, yeah, flip the switch and watch him river dance for hours. Yeah. That's great. And naturally, that's right, that's it. Michael Flatley's ego is sold separately. We have that over here. There. Yeah, that's sold separately. These are just a few suggestions to make your holiday special. So don't go away, because we're coming right back.
Kiss me under the mistletoe.
This is the Late Report. Well, before the start of a Sonics game this week, forward Vin Baker sang the national anthem with his church choir. He was immediately fined by the NBA for conduct unbecoming a professional athlete. Well, a rock culture guide called Spin Underground USA describes Seattle's lifestyle and music scene as having a, quote, laid-back, accepting attitude that borders on the lobotomized. An irate spokesman for the local scene responded by saying, yeah, whatever. A Renton woman gave birth alongside I-405 in Bellevue during rush hour traffic this week. The woman said she gave birth on the road because she did not want her child to grow up with the stigma of being born in Renton. Former University of Washington football coach Don James held a moving sale at his Bellevue house, selling thousands of dollars worth of sports memorabilia. That same weekend, former Seahawks coach Tom Flores held a yard sale and got 50 cents for a spatula. Well, Governor Locke is proposing to lower the legal definition of intoxication from 0.10 to 0.08. Now, to illustrate the new limit, if you live in East King County, that's approximately 2 glasses of Dom Perignon. If you live in North King County, it's about 3 microbrews. And if you live in Snohomish County, you can siphon gas from your tractor for about 20 seconds. Well, the presidents of the United States of America have announced that they are quitting after 4 years. If only more presidents did that. Comedian Gallagher will be performing at the Moore Theater on February 27th. Promoters say the advance notice should give Seattle comedy lovers plenty of time to make other plans. U2's Bono, in town for a concert last weekend, visited Dale Chihuly's studio and tried his hand at blowing glass. Later, he visited the Mariners bullpen and tried his hand at blowing saves. Well, Microsoft has taken some tough hits this week from the Justice Department and is starting to suffer from some image problems. Because of this, they've hired a new director of public relations who is with us here today. Please welcome the amazing Rydell.
Thank you, John.
So, amazing Rydell, what steps is Microsoft taking to get their image back on track?
Before I answer that, could I ask you, John, to please just look at this watch here?
Okay. All right,
That's perfect. Sure. Just keep watching the watch. Right. Watch the watch. Watch the watch. Watch the watch. Microsoft is a fine company, isn't it, John?
Microsoft is a fine company.
Microsoft Explorer is a vital and fully integrated component of Windows.
Microsoft Explorer is a vital and fully integrated component of Windows.
The Justice Department is made up of senile pablum droolers.
The Justice Department is made up of senile pablum droolers.
You've done very well, John. Now, when I count to 3 and snap my fingers, you will wake up feeling fully refreshed. Oh, and by the way, when I say the words, "Thank you, John," you will wet your pants. 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Man, gosh, I feel very refreshed. So, what were we talking about, amazing Rydell?
It doesn't really matter.
Oh, I guess it doesn't. Anyway, thanks, Rydell.
Thank you, John.
The amazing... Amazing Rydell. Finally, in a poll that asked small business owners which executive they would most like to spend New Year's Eve with, 38% of them said it would be Bill Gates, as long as they didn't have to kiss him at midnight. This has been The Late Report.
Thank you, John.
Stay with us. We're coming right back.
He's one of the most powerful speakers alive today. He's the renowned author of more than 15 books, including Quantum Healing, The Way of the Wizard, and The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Now, spiritual leader Deepak Chopra brings his unique vision to the holidays in a one-man reading of the timeless classic by Charles Dickens, Deepak Chopra's A Christmas Carol.
Scrooge had no mother and was not loved by his father. So ultimately, he chose very strong men to associate with. Molly, Fezziwig, even Fred. The women in his life are almost non-existent. He did not know that he was the wizard.
Taking on all the voices and roles in Dickens' classic tale will amaze and delight in this new holiday tradition.
Boy, run and buy a turkey. You mean the one as big as me? Delightful boy. It's a pleasure to talk to him.
Excuse me?
Yes?
Who's speaking now?
I am.
No, I mean in the story. It's hard to tell who's speaking.
Your point is?
Well, if you're going to charge $180 a seat, it seems the least you could do would be to differentiate the voices of the characters that you're using.
How are you going to come and interrupt my telling of this classic? Do I come to Burger King where you work and take the broom out of your hand?
Maybe if you just made your voice lower in some parts.
That's what your mama said to me when I was making love to her. Can you lower your voice, baby?
Just a minute.
Do you know who I am?
Yeah, but...
No. Do you know who I am? Boy trying to be a man. I could buy and sell you 20 times. I'd be very surprised if your spine works tomorrow, you child of the Antichrist. Anyone else got anything to say? All right, then. Where was it? So, as Tiny Tim said,
see Deepak Chopra's interpretation of A Christmas Carol.
God bless us, everyone, or Allah, or Goddess, or whatever. I don't really give a shit.
All right. That's just about all the time we have. Just enough to say Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and we will see you next year. Bye-bye.